What's up YouTube, Kiddish Gamer here to give you just a quick, easy tutorial on how to make your Twitch clips into beautiful, easily edited TikToks. This is the thing that a lot of people are trying to do now, besides just putting their regular clip from Twitch onto TikTok, which has the black bar above and below it. This will fill up the whole entire screen and give your camera a nice little spot on the top with your gameplay on the bottom, filling up the whole space of someone's phone. If you have any questions about anything I did in this video, please feel free to comment on it, and I hope you guys enjoy and let me know if there's anything else you want tips or tricks on. Bye! Okay, so when you're on Twitch here, you want to go to your dashboard, already in my dashboard right here. You're gonna want to go to Content, Clips tab right over here, and go to clips of my channel, not clips I've created. This pulls up clips you've made for your channel or anybody else, but just go to clips of my channel if you have people get clips for you or you clip it yourself as well. So this will go in chronological order from most recent to oldest. You can scroll and see that. You can change how you would like it as well. You want to go from oldest to newest. You can change that as well, or you can sort it by views. So first thing you need to do, we're going to pick this one, open it up. You will see this little up arrow that says share. Click on that, and then this little left purple arrow that says download. You're going to click that, it's going to do its thing, and that will download into your file explorer or whatever it's called on your computer. So I'm going to open mine. Here are my other TikToks I've made. I have made officially 60 so far. There was my last one I did. And this is just an easy way to keep track of them. I just number all of them when I go to save them onto my computer, like first TikTok, and then I do a little blurb about it. So when I go to upload it onto TikTok, I know which one it is and I can kind of pick maybe which one I want for the day. So that's how I do it. And then it's just a fun way to keep track of how many I've done. So we're gonna go to the downloads. You'll see it right here. I have mine organized by like most recently downloaded. So I'm gonna right click and rename that into Railgun Shot, just so I remember what it is. And then the thing you need to make a Twitch clip into an edited TikTok is a video editor, of course. So the one that I recommend that is the most easiest and is completely free, easy to use, really easy to pick up, especially for a tech noob like myself, is DaVinci Resolve. So I have version 16. I tried uploading it to their most recent version, which is now, I believe, 17.7 or 17.72 or something like that. I don't like it. I reverted it to how it was, and I leave it at 16. You can do whatever you like. This is just the version that I know how to work with easily. So you're gonna make a new project. So just kind of double click where it has a blank box here. It will have all your other projects you've ever made saved into here. So if you've never done anything on here, it will be completely nothing. So double click that like you're starting an untitled project. It will pull open all of this stuff right here. All right, what you're gonna want to do is go to this tab right here, which I'm already automatically on. It might be on a different one for you. Make sure it's on the cut tab. Don't need it on anything else. We'll get to a couple of these later, but be on the cut tab. And then you're gonna open where you had your TikTok downloaded. Click it, slowly drag it down to here. It's going to ask if you want to change the frame rate because they're different than what the timeline automatically sets it to and what your Twitch clip was at. Always hit change because you want everything to be consistent. Mine is going to be at 60. I think that's the standard 60 FPS. So hit change and let it do its thing. Wait a second. Then you can minimize that out of the way. So if you want yours like mine, which is how you have kind of zoomed in gameplay on the bottom and then a circle webcam or face cam or whatever at the top, you're gonna need two different timelines on here to separate the camera from the video. So you're gonna click this up here again where it says timeline. You can actually click either of these, it doesn't matter, just click one of them. And once again, click and drag it down here. Well, let's try the other one. If one doesn't work, try the other one. Yes, there we go. One that doesn't say timeline. Click and drag it right above where you just went, like that. Drop it, and they should be completely lined up on top of each other, just like that. And then what you'll notice is if you go to edit it, this is automatically in Twitch clip format. If you put this onto TikTok as is, it would have the big black bar above and below the video, which is not what we want. We want it to take up the whole space of the phone, of the screen. So we're gonna click on one of these. It doesn't matter which one, it will change it for both of them. And then the bottom right, you're gonna see this little settings cogwheel. Click that. It's gonna open all sorts of crazy settings. Don't worry about any of these except for right now it's in 1920 by 1080. That is how that orientation has the black bar above and below. You want it to show you how it's going to look in the editor in TikTok when you're editing it here. So you want to flip-flop it to 1080 by 1920. So it will show you how it's going to look in TikTok. That way you can start editing it to fill up the entire space. So boom, right here, this is how it would look into TikTok if you just uploaded this clip as is. And we don't want all this right here. So we have it now on the correct format that we can see how to edit it. Next, we want to go to Fusion. You make sure you're clicked on one of these timelines again, either one, it doesn't matter. Click Fusion in the bottom middle. This is how we're gonna get the webcam separate from the gameplay. There's two options here. You can click if you want your webcam on the top where I put it to be square, or if you want it to be circle shape. I like circle, so I'm gonna click ellipse right here. It will pull up this circle automatically for you. If you want to move it around, make sure you click this tiny little square dot in the middle. That's how you move it. And then to size it perfectly the same aspect ratio, click one of these corners. That it will change it for you. So it already knows where I like to keep it. That's what these little green dots around here are for. So I usually start just moving it down to that size right there. Click the middle again, go over my webcam, and there's a little bit on the top and bottom that I don't necessarily want. So I'm gonna kind of click bottom here. This is how you can make it not a perfect circle. Go like this, change it to be more of an oval, etc. So I'm gonna make it a little bit more oval. So there's not the extra space. I'm gonna get myself, and I want my little Goodish Gamer name of my webcam border in there as well. And that's all. You just do that. Don't touch anything else. Again, if you wanted square, you would hit the square instead. So after that, we will go to Edit now. Edit on the bottom tab. And it will show your two different timelines, one of them being just the webcam, one of them being the gameplay still with your webcam at the top. What you do not want, though, is two audios playing over each other. So what you're gonna do, make sure one of the audios, it doesn't matter which one, is highlighted in red. Click it. Make sure that it is not linked with the video as well. Make sure if it looks like you're clicking it and the video up top is also highlighted in red, that you unlink it on this little tab here. Click the green audio just on one of them. Right click, delete selected, and that makes it just so there's one audio track. That's all you need because it's the same video. And if you need to move things out of your way to make it, see more of the video space, see more of the audio space, click right here, move that around. I like to also adjust my volume a little bit because you can always go in TikTok and increase your volume there or decrease it. So I like to make sure I have plenty of volume to work with here, and then you can always decrease it in TikTok later. Don't make it loud enough here to begin with, and then you go to increase it as much as you can in TikTok and it's still not loud enough, then you're gonna have to remake this whole video, and you don't want to do that. So I always prefer it to be a little on the louder side because you can always make it quieter in TikTok. So I usually go close to 10 up here on the top right. These are all the clip things you can mess with. You'll see clip volume up here. Click and drag it. You saw where it was automatically at. I usually pull it around 10. And then, in order to separate the gameplay from the face cam, you'll notice both of these look exactly the same. We want to see which one is which though, so I usually move. This is the little timeline bar that shows you. For the sake of this video and it not blaring your eardrums, I'm going to put this clip volume just back down a little bit so we can move through it without it having a lot of sound talking over me. So we're gonna move it up a little bit just so we know we're in the video. Click on one of these, and then if it won't let you automatically click up here, start dragging things around, just go over to this little square on the left side here underneath this big box where this drop down arrow is, and hit transform. Sometimes it's auto selected. If you're working on a bunch of projects in a row, it'll automatically let you do that in your next project. But if you're just opening it, a lot of times you have to click this button again. So hit transform, then you should see all these dots and ability to resize and move and whatnot. So we're gonna move this one. Okay, so we can tell that this one right here is our gameplay. And then we can see there's a little face cam we cut out. But that's this one right here. We're gonna move that up here just because we know we're gonna want it on the top. As well, if you want the scale of this whole video on the top to be bigger or smaller, you can take the scroll wheel on your mouse and scroll wheel out and scroll wheel in, and you can adjust this size as well. I like to generally keep it where I can see a little bit of the empty space around the top and the bottom, so I know for sure where the edges of my video are going to be. If you do it like that, you might think that this bottom here is the edge of what's going to be in the video, but actually there's more space below that. So I like to keep extra space around it. All right, so just to generally get it about the right size, we are going to click and drag this face cam to about where I know the size I like it. And I put it just up here in the top middle. Just for now, we might tinker with that a little bit more later. And then what we want though, is when we go to zoom in our gameplay footage, we don't want that to be over top of our camera. The camera needs to be on top of that. So you can click and move these timelines. So we want to make sure our face cam right here, this timeline is on the top. So we're gonna click this, just drag it around to the top, make sure it's all the way to the beginning. That way when we go to make things expanded and bigger, it is on top of everything. And we also are going to need, because if we zoom in this gameplay footage way too much, it will enough to basically go behind our webcam here. It will be way, way too zoomed in of the gameplay footage. So we actually need 2 copies of this timeline to fill in the space behind the face cam, as well as keeping this gameplay footage at a reasonable size. So we're going to be on your gameplay footage timeline here, right click that, hit copy, drag this bar all the way to the end just to make sure you're not going to go on top of anything or split it up. Just right click in this empty space right here and hit paste. And somewhere over here, we'll put an exact same gameplay timeline copied next to it. And we're just gonna click and drag that into this empty space. Move this red bar back over here. So now we know this is gonna be the one that we zoom way, way in to put just behind the face cam up at the top. This one in the middle is going to be our main gameplay footage, and then this here on the top is our face cam. So once you do this enough, you kind of know on these zoom numbers over here where you like to keep it, what kind of like aspect ratio, I guess you would say, that you like. So you do this enough, you can know the numbers. I, remembering correctly, know I like mine to start about 2.47, and then you can see it zoomed in this gameplay clip. Again, right here. You know, I was mentioning if you zoomed it way enough in, that's an option too if you don't want to do the extra timeline thing. If you want to zoom it this far in to take up the space behind your face cam, you're welcome to do that. But I just like having this zoomed out a little bit more so you can see more of the gameplay, and then adding this extra timeline in behind the face cam just to fill in the extra space. So let's go at about 2.4. I like to keep my little exclamation point socials bar in the bottom and have that perfectly lined up in the middle. And you can still get a good view of my gameplay, making sure this face cam, this webcam image is not in here, because we don't need that because we're on the top. So we're gonna put that, you can click and drag this around, and then again, once you figure out a number that you like, over here, what the zoom number is, write it down, keep it on, save somewhere on your computer, and then you can just do that every single time. So there's our gameplay, but again, why we made the other timeline is because there's all this black space around here. If that doesn't bother you, again, you don't have to do this extra timeline on the bottom. I just like to fill in that space with more image, so it just doesn't look like that. If you had the square webcam cut out, that would probably fill that in, but with the circle, there's obviously this extra space around here. So there's the one we just did. Again, there's our face cam. Here is this extra one now that's behind here. What I do with this one is just zoom this way in to about 8 or so, 8.5. Click and drag it. I like the corner of my webcam border that has my cute little dog paw print that's animated up in the corner here. That's a little bit too much. Zoom it down, click and drag it some more. And again, with same thing, once you find a number that you like this one to be at, you can just remember that as well. I don't like a lot of movement and extra gameplay up in the top because that just distracts from what's going on the bottom. So I generally try to get it right about where it's just this little doggy paw print and border right there. So just like that. And then if you want to start, watch your whole clip from the beginning. Just click and drag this. This is what gets you to any point in your timeline. Go back to the beginning and hit play. Got it both up there. You can see. I knocked one, let's go. Nothing distracting up on the top. It just looks like the mini map basically. It got my cute little dog paw print. And then this clip was nice in frame, easy to be seen down here. A little bit out of center, so I'm gonna move it some more. And then you can do a lot of extra stuff if you want and if you're proficient with DaVinci Resolve. I just like to do something simple because again, I don't want to spend a lot of time making TikToks, especially if you're trying to crank a lot of them out and you still have to go into TikTok and put music to it, put a description, all that stuff. So I like to spend as little time editing as possible, but it still looks like it has a tiny bit of effort put into it. But what I do want to put, obviously, is my link for my Twitch on here. So if people are watching me on TikTok, they see right in front of their face the whole time they're watching this video, the link for my Twitch. So over here on the left, kind of underneath where I am right now, right above me, you will see where it says titles. If it's not on that, you can go on your toolbox over here, make sure you click titles. If it's on something else, go there. And then right here, you're gonna see text. Click that and move this timeline down a little bit more if you need into this section above all your videos. You're gonna click and drag text and just make sure it lines up with the beginning of the timeline. Boom, it puts text for you if you want it to last the entire duration of your video, where it shows these little, you see this right here, these little white brackets. Click that over to line up with how long your video is as well. Sometimes if you want to just get really fancy with it, if you want text to pop up at different times in your video, you could do a text blurb here, text blurb there, text blurb there. But if you just want something simple like a Twitch link on your entire TikTok, just make it the entire duration of your video. And then go back again over your timeline, make sure you're hovered over it so you can see what the text is going to look like. It will pop up here what you want. I will go all caps, I like, twitch.tv, I can type /the goodish gamer. And you can take your time, sort through all of these fonts if you would like, figure out which font you like best. I just know I like and I consistently use, where is it at? Hold on, let's go there. Verdana or Verdana, I'm not sure how you say it. Go right there. I like to go bold. You can do just italic, you can do italic bold, depending on what you like. I just do bold. I leave the color as white. If you want to change the actual text color itself, you can do that in all of this. Size, I just scroll it down until it takes up just about enough space there. I want to leave a little bit of edge around it because I'm going to put a cute little text like bubble to make it stand out more. And then I'm going to move it up to about where I know I want it, which for me, I like it right underneath my face cam, right about here. And if you didn't have anything at the bottom of your video, like I have my little bar, put it at the bottom. Anywhere you want it, it's perfectly fine, but I do mine right underneath my face cam. Then we're gonna scroll down. There's all sorts of extra options you can add in here. You can do a drop shadow color, stuff like that. I just like to do a background behind it. So we're going to do a background color. My channel colors are purplish and teal. I do a teal for the background. I know I like this is the one I always use, and you can change this if you need. I'm gonna do that. And then my outline color, purple. And then here is where you can mess with all the stuff of how you want that bubble behind your text to look. So we're gonna start with height, what I like to start with. You see that teal bubble start to appear. I just like it a little bit around my words and make the width a little bit wider to completely cover that. Corner radius is how sharp or rounded the corners of that is. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it better. So again, the width right here is changing how much to the left and right of the words this bubble is going. The height is how tall it is around the words. And then the corner radius is how skinny rounded, I would say, or more rounded over to square that it is. So I just like it like a nice bubble. And then I also like to change this to not be completely see-through. You drag it all the way to 100, it'll be completely solid all the way down. It's invisible, so that's how that changed. I like mine around 90. And then we're also going to do outline width. So we again have our outline color as purple. Outline width on the top. This is what changes this all the way to the right. Is the more it is, I think that looks a little silly. But we want a little bit. I usually do about 7 or 8, somewhere in there, just to make that stand out a little bit more underneath that. And then we'll zoom that back out. And again, if that's not exactly where you wanted it under there, you can always go back up to this position. Click and drag this y-axis where you wanted it. I like mine just underneath my face cam. And that's pretty much it as far as having it edited and completely how you want the video. And then to save it and get it ready to get it on TikTok, you want to go to this far right tab on the bottom. It says deliver. I'm gonna hit that. It's gonna pull up all sorts of crazy looking options on here. Before we do that, I wanna make sure I go back and adjust my volume because I did turn that down for us. So let's go back to about 10 here because I'm actually going to save this and have this as a TikTok. Then we go to deliver. And this is where you want to go and name it whatever you are going to remember and have it be easy for you to keep track of. I said I do mine as numbered, so I'm gonna do 61st TikTok. Then I do dash, rail, gun, kill, we'll call it that. And then make sure you choose where you want it saved into your computer. I'm gonna go browse. There's all the things. I have a little folder over here that's just called TikToks, and you can see all my other ones I've done. I'm gonna put it in the TikToks. Hit save. But also, I just remembered, the format, it's automatically, if this is your first time opening DaVinci Resolve for the day, or yeah, basically opening it for the day. If you've done other projects before, it will save the format you want your videos in. You don't want whatever this weird MXF thing is that auto defaults to. You want this as an MP4, so change it to MP4. Don't mess with any of these other settings. Leave the codec as is. You can see our resolution is the 1080 by 1920, how we switched it at the beginning. Frame rate of 60, that's what I record at. Leave the quality of the bit rate how it is. You can change it if you want. If you know a lot about all that techie stuff, feel free to change it. Don't mess with any of this other stuff. Just go ahead and leave all this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and just re-save it again because I wanna make sure it's saved as an MP4, not as that other weird format it had it in. And then we're gonna hit add to render queue. This does not officially make the TikTok. That was just you telling DaVinci Resolve where you want the project saved once it's done. So hit add to render queue. It's gonna pop up over here, and then you're just gonna hit start render. And typically very short Twitch clip length projects are gonna take 5-10 seconds to render, so not a lot of time at all. And just like that, it's done. And then you want to make sure if you try to go off this page, a little warning will pop up like you have not saved this project. Please make sure you do it. So also make sure that you save the project. You can either, if you want as well, you can always do that before you do this whole part with saving it and rendering it. I just save it, the name of it, into DaVinci Resolve as the same name that I have it saved on my computer. So I'm just gonna highlight this, Control C to copy, save project, Control V, that way I don't have to type it all again. 61st TikTok, Railgun Kill, save. And you notice it automatically changed the title of it here at the top. Change that, and then we should be able to open our File Explorer once again. I'm gonna go to my TikTok folder, and there it is, 61st TikTok Railgun kill. We'd open it, you will see it right here. I knocked one, let's go. You can get that, again, the last time I made a TikTok was a while ago, but you can see it's pretty much just like every other one. You want to make sure that you downloaded the details of it right. And you can always hover over this. It should be MP4. It'll tell you the size of the file and then how long it is. And that is about it. And then when you go to make another one, same process. Again, you will go on your Twitch page, download your clip, save it into your file explorer. And if you're going to continue after you've made one TikTok just to make a whole bunch all at once, you will go File at the top left, New Project. Before it will let you open another one, it will require you to name it this time. So I generally always kind of like to know what I'm gonna do next for my next video. So if I know, oh, this Twitch clip is gonna be my next one, I'll go ahead and automatically name this next DaVinci project 60-second TikTok. Aren't you too old, kid? And then create, and it will do its magic and start a completely blank canvas for you, just like we had, again, starting with the cutting tab and starting back over from what I said. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions about how any of this works or have suggestions on how to do anything better, please let me know, and I will see you guys on Twitch. Thank you!